So about 15 minutes before I started shooting this video that you're watching right now, I'd received the DJI in the mail and ran right out behind my girlfriend's house to fly it. And so I'd watched some of the demo videos, watched some of the other videos on YouTube. They're fantastic. I didn't even bother to make a tutorial video. There's so many good ones already on there. I'd watched a few of them. And so being my first flight with a drone, I was completely blown away at how easy it was. Getting it off the ground, once you figure it out, it literally takes about a minute and 10 seconds. And so this was 2 or 3 minutes into flying. And I was about 1,000 feet from the drone at this point, and surprisingly, that center cone there, that's about 450 feet, I believe. I should have done a screenshot. So I assume this entire wind turbine is, the blades are probably about 100, 150 feet long. So that puts you at almost 600 feet when that blade is at the 12 o'clock position to be able to clear it. So at this point it was really hard to see the drone because it was late in the evening, and as you can see, the background, the sun had already set, and so it was hard to keep my eye on the drone. I was about 1,000 feet away and just wanted to get it up there and try it. Flying it back down here, it was so sandy, I just didn't want to blow a bunch of sand in the motor, so I was able to retrieve it. I grabbed it right around the camera, and then this is the next day we went out. And this is the first turbine thing that you've seen. That's off the 14 there in Mojave, and right across from, if you're ever in that area, it's about 100 miles north of LA, 90 miles north of LA, and you have a bunch of big jumbo liners on the east side, right side of the road if you're heading north, and then on the left you have all those wind turbines. So I thought that would be a fun place to fly it. And this is the next day. This is right up by Jawbone Canyon if you're heading up the 14 towards like Lone Pine and Alabama Hills. And I didn't know this canyon existed. I was just driving by, seen some abandoned old mines, and thought, oh, well, that's probably worth checking out. We were actually heading up to Red Rocks, which I'll try to shoot a video for you guys in the future. It's very similar to those purple rocks you see on the left of the screen there, but they're obviously red. But being from Florida, and I've been to a lot of different countries and around the world, I'd never seen anything like this beautiful little canyon here. So right before the Jawbone gas station and where a lot of people ride their dirt bikes, if you're ever up in that area, you'll see an abandoned house off to your left on the west side of the road. And this little slot canyon is just a little bit southwest of that, like, less than a 5-minute walk. And you can walk almost all the way up into the back of it. And at this point, I was so just blown away and delighted with how easy the drone was to fly. I'm literally trying to figure out the controls as I go. I've got some pretty severe brain damage, so basically I don't have a memory at all. So even though I'd watched the videos and I'd flown remote control planes and helicopters as a kid, I was having to kind of learn the controls as I went. But anytime you're having trouble, you can just stop what you're doing and it will hover. And I mean hover like it's on a tripod. And I was so blown away. Here the wind was really nice. It was like 8 or 10 miles an hour. In that wind turbine video that you've seen before, it was about 12 to 15. I have seen some reviews of flyaways, so I'm going to try if I can to fly into the wind on the out trip. That way I've got a tailwind on the way back if that's possible. I'll try to set up where I launch from there. But so here we're just trying to run Olivia. That's our half German Shepherd, half wolf dog. She's so stinking sweet, but she's got a ton of energy, so we always try to get her out. But she wants to eat the drone so bad. And I don't know if because she's half German, she's races against DJI, being Chinese and all. I mean, maybe there's some issues she needs to work out with herself, but she was just having a great time. And this canyon, like I say, it was only like a 10-minute walk to get up here from that little abandoned house. And we were actually past this point you're looking at now. But to be able to see this from a bird's eye view, and I felt real safe flying it around, because like I say, if you get in trouble, you can just let it hover. And I wish I knew more about the geology of those rocks and what makes all the different colors, but it's pretty amazing for me being a Florida boy. I've been out in California for about 10 years of my life, off and on. I was out here in the 90s in the military. But this reminds me of Thanos' chin right here, all these weird purple rocks. But absolutely love them. And this was at an area, it would have been kind of tricky for us to get up there. So we were just a few hundred yards away, but there was kind of a rock slide keeping us out of this area. So I flew the drone up there, and then Olivia ran up there after the drone. She made it no problem. I had no idea. Look at this mine shaft right in front of her. See, her foot slipped off that rock. Luckily, even though she was looking up, she crossed up her foot there and avoided it. But imagine if we're like, hey, where's Dummy at? Why did she came back? And then she's up there stuck in the well like Timmy. So really glad that she still had a good time chasing the drone, but didn't end up in the mine shaft. And once again, at this point, I'm just enjoying that she's having such a good time. And I'm just blown away by how easy the drone. But yeah, look at that mine shaft there. I don't know how deep it is. I'll probably go up there and check it out eventually. There were 4 or 5 different mine shafts in this area. So some of them went pretty far back. And me and Olivia and my little dog Lily went in there. And they looked like they went for a while. But yeah, like those rocks here on the right, the purple rocks, I've never seen anything like that. So I would love to know what they are and what created. Yeah, look at this mine shaft over on the right. That one's pretty large, and it goes back there. And then once again, Olivia comes down to eat the drone, and which I just loved, because she, at this point, she's just panting, having a great time. So I just wanted to see what was going on with her, and she could not have been having more fun. And we even tried throwing a ball when we had the drone. She wasn't, and ball is life to her. Like, she would rather have ball than eat, and she was bound and determined to get the drone. And it's amazing too, because here she's hell-bent on assassinating the drone, and then right here you'll see a picture of 2 years ago, to the day from when we shot this video. We'd got her, and she was just a few weeks old, but that was her. So she still had those big old paws, but we didn't know she was going to grow up to be a certified drone killer. So right here, having a great time. She's chasing it. I'm getting a little cocky, and it was right about here. She jumped up on a rock. I'm like, oh no, tried to get it away, and then ow, right there. I was like, oh, I done messed up. But luckily, it was just like a ½ inch out of her reach. So this is another canyon. I just flew it up over. This was out of sight, and there was really neat to explore. Once again, the colors on whenever you're watching on your phone, it's amazing. Like, it's really like you're there. And there was a little bit of blowout on the background. Yeah, I love that canyon, like the rock colors, and you know, the way the things are kind of suspended up on pillars like that through the erosion. This rock looked really cool. But the background was a little blown out in the evening with the wind turbines, but that would have been the same with my digital camera, with a GoPro, with anything that you didn't actually adjust the settings on, especially with those rotating blades where they would, the bright white would go in between the light. But overall, for $300, $399 with the Fly More package, I couldn't be happier with this thing. It's and I got the extended service where if you do crash it or lose it, or it has a flyaway or anything like that, I believe they cover 2 drones over the first year for $39. So for peace of mind, I went ahead and got that. But at this point, I was just so mesmerized. It was almost like I was there in my mind. And at that altitude and stuff, you can really get into the phone. I couldn't imagine how interactive it would be with the mask. But yeah, I like that rock right there. That's so pretty. And as I get more comfortable, I'll get in closer and get some close-ups. But yeah, I sure appreciate you guys watching the video this long. And I'm just trying to figure all this out. So the drone was something I'm going to start traveling here in the next few weeks, hopefully full time, and be able to go to from basically Alaska to Panama and Costa Rica and stuff, and over to Florida, of course, and do some fishing, mountain biking, and snowboarding if I'm able to, and try to make some great videos for you guys. But can't go wrong with this drone. This thing is just so easy to use, and I'm really stoked with the picture quality. Very happy with it. 30-minute flight time, top speed of like 29 miles an hour. $400 with the extra batteries and stuff, and I just, it lets me see this. I would have never seen this in my life without that thing. So very, very, very happy with it. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.